Hello, Poon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher Romeo.
Okay. Are you going to do the activity during our class today?
Today cannot because Pan not stay here. He go to his mother home house.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, no problem. Let's wait first before we start. Where are my favorite students? Where are they? Hello, Chanikarn, Pong Sritong, and Haruka. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Okay. Where is that, Chanikarn? In which place is that? It's nice. That background, I like it. How about si Ricania? Or they will not be attending our class today. He is sick. I know that already, but I hope others will attend. Let's wait for like maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. While waiting, please prepare your code.org account because we will have another activity today. Is it raining in your area too? No, it's not there, Chanikar. How about you in your area, Poon? Is it raining? How about you, Haruka? It's not raining? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Haruka. You don't have audio. I can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can you hear her? No, right? No, we can't hear you. I think there's some problem with your audio. Maybe you can leave the meeting and come back. Okay, we'll wait for you. How about Sirikania? Where is she?
I think she's go to toilet.
Toilet. Okay. Okay, Haruka, can you say something?
Okay.
Yes, I can. We can hear you now. It's okay now. Okay, students, so I think we will just start. We will not wait for others anymore because I think they will come late. Okay, but I hope they will come to the class as soon as possible. Okay, so what did we do last week? What app was it?
This or that.
Yes, we did a this or that game on code.org last week. And last week also, I told you something that we are going to do today. And what was it about? What did I tell you last week that we are going to do today? Anyone? Forgot already? You were not listening last week, huh? What was it? Okay, so today, students, we will do a Scorekeeper app on code.org. Okay, so I decided to do it in a separate app, not inside our app that we did last time. So we will create another app. Okay, so I will show you an example of the Scorekeeper app. Okay, so by the way, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay, so this is the Scorekeeper app. Okay, so we have two buttons here. Okay, player 1 and player 2. Actually, you can use this one when you are playing games with your friend, with your sister, with your brother, or other family members, and you need scores. Okay, so when you click on player 1, of course, 1 point will be added to that player, and the same with player 2. So every time you click these buttons, 1 point will be added. Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. Okay, students, so what I want you to do first is to click on create. Of course, sign into code.org first, and then after that, create and then choose App Lab so that you will have an untitled project. Okay, do you have like this now? Please answer yes or no, not like this. You can unmute your microphone. I'm giving you the freedom. Do you have like this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so now we will change the name. Okay, so we will rename this one. I taught you already this one last time. How to name your app. Okay, so we have here the button rename. Okay, and then after that, rename it to Scorekeeper. Okay, and then save. Hello, Alice. Good afternoon. Oh, it's connecting to audio. Where is Sirikanya? Where is she? Okay, so we have now the screen here, students. We don't need to change the name of this one because we will not use moving from one screen to another. We will just have one screen today. Okay, so everybody please go to design mode first. Okay, and then after that, change your background. If you want to have a solid background color, then you can do that. If you want to have an image for your background, then you can do that also. Okay, but for me, I will just choose a solid background. I don't want to search a photo on the internet. Oops. What kind or what shade of green will I have here? Maybe this one, like it. Okay, so did you change your background already? Again, you can have a photo and also you can have a solid color background. Okay, and then after that, students, as what I have shown you earlier, okay, so we have two buttons here. Okay, so we will create those two buttons. Okay, so we will create the first button first, and then after that, we will just duplicate it so that they will have the exact same size. Okay, we will just change the color. Okay, so how do you add a button again? What are you going to do?
Button.
Okay, so we will drag the button element here. Okay, students, so you can put, or you can make it bigger, okay, but not too big. You can put it anywhere, actually. If you want it on top, then it's okay, but if you want it here, then it is okay also. It's up to you. Okay, but not too long because we will have another button here later. Okay, so that's it. Okay, students, by the way, for the ID, this button is for player 1. So we need to change the ID of this one so that it will be easier for us to code later. Okay, so we can say P1 or player 1 button. Okay, so player 1 underscore button. By the way, students, you can type BTN as button. It is shortcut in programming, BTN. If you say BTN, it's button. Okay, just to identify that this ID is for like your buttons. Okay, and then also students, you can change the text. Okay, so we can change it to player 1. Okay, and then change the font if you want to make it a little bit bigger. What I mean is the text. Okay, and then also students, you will have two colors here. So it's up to you what colors you are going to use for player 1 and what color you are going to use for player 2. Okay, but for me, I will just stick to red and blue. Okay, so for player 1, I will have blue. Okay, are you done? How about you, Poon, Shanikarn? Alice, are you done?
Yes.
Please tell me if you are not done because last time you told me that I was fast. Okay? That's why I'm asking you every time so that I will know when I will proceed to the next one. Okay, so we have now the first button here. So all we need to do to create another button is to duplicate this one. So to duplicate, all you need to do is to click on the button here. Okay, and then after that, you will have the button duplicate here. I think I taught you this one already last time, right? Okay, just click on the button and then click on duplicate. And then that button will be duplicated. Okay? So we have now two buttons, and of course, we need to change the ID. Okay, so if the ID of this one is player 1 button, what should be the ID of this button? Anyone?
Player 2 button.
Okay, very good, Shanikarn. So we have player 2 button. Okay, and then of course the text, you need to change it to player 2 as well as the color. Okay, so this one for me will be red. Again, you can choose any color. Okay, please tell me if you are done. And by the way, students, for example, if they are not aligned, okay, so for example, something is like this, okay, all you need to do is to click on player 1 and look at the Y position. Okay, so that you want them to be aligned, look at the Y position. If it is like this, okay, if you want them to align like this, you will have the same X position. But if it is like this, you will need to have the same Y position. Okay, so in this case, player 1 position here on my app is 350. Okay, so I will check Y position of the other button is also 350. So they have the same Y position. That means they are aligned. Okay, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, now students, we also have here. Okay, so we need to add these two labels here and then this one also, okay, for the title. Okay, so we need to add the name here, Scorekeeper. Okay, forgot to do this one. This should be the first one. Okay, so how do you add a name here? What element are you going to choose from here?
Label.
Well, it's not label, it's label. Okay, label. Okay, so we have the label element, okay? And then for that one, students, you can change it to Scorekeeper. For label, you can use LBL. Okay, Scorekeeper underscore LBL. Okay, and then change it to Scorekeeper. Or you can make it all in capital letters. That would be fine. Okay, and then, of course, resize it. Make it bigger. By the way, you may also choose the text alignment here. If you want it to be at the center, then you can just click the drop down arrow and then choose center. Okay, and then make it bigger, of course. Okay, like this one. Oops. Okay, so we have now the title of our app. And also students, we need to add another or other two labels, okay, for the player 1 score and player 2 score. But we will do that one later once you're done here. Are you done here?
Yes.
Okay. Uy, where is si Ricania? She did not tell me she will not attend the class. Okay, so students, now we will add another label for player 1 first. Okay, so we will do player 1 first and then we will just duplicate it later. Okay, so label again. And then we need to change the ID. Okay, so we can say player 1. What do you want to name it? Player 1 score. Okay, player 1 underscore score. Okay, or score value. Okay, we can do this one also. Player 1 underscore score value. And for the text, it should start with 0. Okay, we can also make this one bigger. By the way, students, you need to have a space here. Okay, like this one, you should make it longer because maybe later if the score is like 10 or 100, okay, the two numbers will not be visible. Only one number will be visible. Okay, so I experienced that problem earlier. So you need to make this text box a little bit longer. Okay, not fit to the 0, the size of the 0. You should have space for other numbers. Okay, maybe the font size for this one is 80. Okay, and then change the text alignment to center. Okay, and then have some space here. Like this. You may also change the color if you want to. Okay, so I will have it as the same color with my button. Okay, so for this one, I will change it to blue. Blue, blue, blue. Bluer than blue. Okay, so like this one. Again, students, you need to have space here, okay? Do not forget. Okay? You need to have space, do not forget. Okay, and then for this one, students, for the other label, we just need to duplicate it. So again, to duplicate, just click on the element that you want to duplicate and then click the duplicate icon here, or button, I mean, not icon. Okay, and then for this one, what should be the ID of this one? Hello, Siri Kanya, welcome to our class. Why are you late?
I check internet.
Okay. Okay, so for this one, students, what should be the ID?
Player 2 score value.
Okay, player 2 underscore score value. No space for the IDs, by the way. It's not allowed in programming. Okay, and then the same with the text. It should start with 0. And also, students, if you want to align, please look at the Y position of the other label. Okay, so for my first label here, or the other label, or player 1 score value, my Y position is 205. So to make them align together, okay, so It's 205 also here, so no problem. I will just need to change the color. Okay, so there you have it. Done. Coding next. Please tell me if you're done. So Rikanya, just catch up. I cannot repeat the lesson. Okay, or if you want to understand what we have discussed earlier, you may watch the video later on YouTube. This will be uploaded on YouTube, by the way. Are you done? Not yet? Okay, so I will give you like, I think 2 to 3 minutes would be enough. Because we will have the coding part. Okay, so only 5 students for today.
Finish.
Finish. How about the others?
Finish.
Punmisa. You're not doing yet, right, Punmisa? Okay. I was waiting for you. I forgot that you're not doing the activity. Okay, so that's it. So we will proceed to the coding part. So if you want to code or to start coding, all you need to do is go to the code tab. Okay, students, before we proceed on this one, do you remember the variables in Scratch or in Python, like num1, num2? Do you remember those? Yes or no? Do you remember?
Only a little bit.
Only a little bit, because we will use that one here. Because the value of 0 here is changing, right? So we need a variable for it. It's like a variable is something where we can store data. So we need a variable here so that we can store data every time these buttons are clicked. Okay, so we will have 2 variables here, one for player 1 and one for player 2. Okay, but we will do player 1 first because the code for player 2 is just the same. You will just change something. Okay, so to do that, students, all you need to do is to go to variables. Can you see the variable? Okay, so we need to use this one, the var x is equal to blank. Okay? And then after that, we need to change this one. Okay? So we can say player 1 score. Okay? Player 1 score. Or you can say P1 score. Actually, it's up to you, the variable name. Same with Scratch, you can create your own variable name, as long as you identify when you use it. Okay, so at first, how much is the score of player 1? When you start the program, how much is it? What is this?
0.
Okay, it is 0. So player 1 score is equal to 0. Okay, so that's the first step. And then after that, students, we will add a function when we click this button. Okay, so how do we make this button clickable again? What are we going to do? To make this one clickable, what block are we going to use? Anyone? Hello. What are we going to do so that it will do something when we click on this one? What block? It's the same last week. When we click on the buttons, what block are we using?
On event.
On event, okay? And you can find the on event here in the UI controls, okay? The first group, okay? And it's the first block in this group, okay? So on event, okay, so what should be the ID here? What are we going to choose here?
Player 1 button.
Okay, so we have player 1 button, and then we will leave this one to click. Okay, because we are adding the click function. Okay, now students, so every time we click on this button, what will happen? What will happen? Hello? What will happen if we click on this? What will happen to this one?
The score will be +1.
Okay, the score will be +1. So in that case, we need to go to variables again and choose this one. Okay? So we have the variable player 1 score here now, right? Yes or no? Okay, so in this case, when you click this button, the player 1 score will be what? Player 1 score will be equal to
1.
Are you sure?
+1.
+1, very good. It's not only 1 because if you just put here 1, it will be permanent. Okay, so you can say player 1 score is equal to player 1 score. Player 1 score +1. And when you're done, as what you can see, it will change color. That means you use this variable here. If it did not change color, change your spelling. Okay, because we are using this variable here. You cannot just say player 1 score is equal to 1 because that would be a permanent value in that case. Okay, it will not add. And then after that, how are we going to change this 0 to 1? How do we change the text of the label? What are we going to do? Anyone? Punwisa, why are you not answering? I know you are not doing this one yet, but you need to participate. Also, si Ricania and Alice. Only Chanikarn and Haruka are answering. How are we going to change the text of this label? What block are we going to use here? Okay, I'm giving you the clue. You can find it here. The other block that we used in our previous lessons. Anyone?
I'm not sure, but I think set property.
Okay, that's right. Very good. So we need to use the set property block. Okay, the first one here. Okay, take note the first one, set property, not get property. Okay, set property. Okay, so what ID here are we going to choose? What is the ID of this label?
Player 1 button. Score value.
Player 1 what?
Player score value.
Okay, so we have player 1 score value, right? And then here, what are we going to choose here? Instead of with, we will choose What are we going to change here? Is it the color? Is it the text color? The text?
Text.
Font size text, okay?
Text.
And students, here we need to put this variable. Okay, so if you want to put this variable, you need to erase everything. Okay, you need to erase including the quotation marks. Okay, if you have quotation marks, then it will change the text to player 1 score. Okay, so you need to erase everything, including the quotation marks, because we are using a variable. We are only using quotation marks if we want to fix the text. Okay, or if we want to have a permanent text for that one. Okay, so you can say player 1 score. Okay, and then try to run your program and check if it is working. It should work. Did it work? It's amazing, right? Okay, but if you want your score to be by 2, then you can just change this player 1 score plus 1 to 2. Okay, if you want it by 5, then 5 plus 5. If you want 10 plus 10, something like that. Okay, how about for the second button? How are we going to do this one? An idea? Is it the same with what we did with player 1 button? Yes or no? Okay, it should be the same. So all you need to do is to highlight everything and then Control C, Control V on your keyboard so that you will have another code here. But of course, you need to change something here because player 1 and player 2 are different. Okay, so what are we going to change here? Which ones? Anyone can answer. What are we going to change?
Change player 1 to player 2.
Okay, that's one. Change player 1 to player 2. Okay, and then what else? Okay, this one also.
Yes.
Okay, basically that's it. You will just change 1 to 2, right? Okay, 2 and then 2. Basically that's it. Okay, but it's still plus 1. Okay. Students, by the way, if it is not working, just check your spelling, okay? Your spelling for your IDs, okay, can be found here. You just need to click the element, okay, of the element that you want to check the ID. Okay, just check and then that's it. Okay, player 2. Player 2. Okay, I told you already last time that the IDs are very important, okay, because you can use them here. Okay, so let's try to run this one if it is working. 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Yes, Chadikarn. What happened? You don't like my voice when I am doing that. Okay, so done? Not yet? Okay, so I will give you time to finish that. We still have 6 minutes anyway. By the way, I will just wait for this activity until 12 midnight because we are done here already. Until 12 midnight. Again, until 12 midnight. I know you all have computers, right? How about you, Haruka? Are you done? Sirikanya, are you doing it right now or you will do it later?
I will do it later.
Okay. It's just fast. I think it will just take like 10 minutes or 20 for you to do this. You can watch the video later. Poon also, right? You will do this one later. Shanikarn and Haruka, done. Alice, how about you? If it is not working, change your spelling. Or change the element that you have used. Like for this one, we have BTN or the button. Here we have the score value. And do not forget to erase the quotation mark here. You need to erase the quotation marks because we are using a variable, not text. Chani? Done? Okay.
I'm done doing the code, but it not run.
Why?
I don't know.
Take a photo of your code and send it to me later because you don't have enough time. Okay, I will try to fix it for you. Okay, so that's all for today, students. So again, I will just wait for this one until 12 midnight. Or I will extend it until tomorrow. Okay? Until tomorrow. Okay, I will consider, okay? But only until tomorrow. This is a very easy activity and we have finished this one already in the class. Okay, again, students, when you share, do not forget to embed your link and also hide ability to view code. Okay, so that when you send the file, your friends will not be able to see your code. Okay? So that is all for today, students. Do you have any questions? No? Okay, so I hope you learned something new. Next week, we will make another app, simple app on code.org. Okay, so have a nice day, everyone. Enjoy the weekend. Stay safe and always take care of yourself. Goodbye. You're welcome. See you. Bye.